I have about 4 things to say in this video. First thing, it's, well, and as you can tell by the title, Vampire Deck profile. The second is that it's not complete. I am known by most of the people that I am known to my friends for actually not completing a deck, like my Shuinuis, my Fuffles, and my Monarchs. But I gave up on Monarchs after they got hit. I know they didn't get really hit bad, you could still pull off like tier 1 bullshit, but how I played it, they hit it to where they couldn't, or I couldn't really pull off what I wish. So I played Domain Monarchs about 3 of the structure deck, and I said, screw it, that's where I'm going to end it. But now, this is Vampires, probably my all-time favorite deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not really meant for tournament, it's just fun, like in general. It's like, now, getting on to the deck itself, there will be cards in here that I know are banned, or I'm not allowed to have said of that many. Like, I have 3 Book of Moon, I know I'm only supposed to have 1, but the 2 are filler, and they're not actually meant for tournament, like I said before. Now, a Vampire Genesis, he's more of a kind of filler card, but his effects help so well, because you can get Vampire Duke and just go ahead and chain abilities. Vampire Lord, only for the fact that it works really well. It's like, I have an XYZ that I'll tell you about that has a really good ability with, that actually works well with Vampire Lord. Zombie Master, because discard, free level 4 overlay right there. It's amazing. So, 3 Pyramid Turtles. I say 2 is enough because 3 clogs it up, but the 3rd Pyramid Turtle is mainly for filler. Fair warning, there's a lot of filler. 2 uni-zombies. Now that's something I say works really well with the deck. I know, I prefer uni-zombie over zombie master, but I keep a zombie master for the fact that it will special summon instead of raise the level, which is pretty badass. Now, going on to the next 2 cards, it's a Shadow Vampire. 3 clogs, 2 in my opinion, is just enough. 1 is, you need more. Like, you desperately need more. 3 Mezukis. As soon as I get that guy out. 3 Mezukis for the fact that banish, and then special summon a zombie from the graveyard. That works wonders, especially if you have burial from a different dimension. Just put all 3 back in the grave. 1 Vampire Duke, unfortunately. I need about 2 more for this deck to actually pull off its former glory, so to speak. And another card that I need more of is Vampire Sorcerer. Like, this fucker I can't find for some reason. I try going on Amazon, it's just too cheap to buy anything online. Now to the next cards, it's 2 Vampire Vamps. My personal opinion, I say 1, but I have found out that 2 seems to work pretty well. Now, if I can find an XYZ that actually has those levels, that would be amazing. And then I have a Dark Armed Dragon just to say fuck you. Because as you can see, half the deck is dark types. It's like, other than Mezuki and Pyramid Turtle, it's dark. So, GG. It's like, there's no way the opponent can probably get over a Dark Armed Dragon because of that. It's like, you have 3 in the grave, then you just keep sending more in the grave. It's just, you go off like a machine gun. Like, there's no such thing as winning when I have that Dark Armed Dragon out. And now, moving on to the spells, I have a Foolish Burial to get rid of Vampire Sorcerer, banish, normal summon a vampire without tribute. Well, one that I could. Burial from a different dimension, told you, I had one. But I'm not even going to try to pronounce that card. I got it during this sneak peek, and I just kept it in my deck for the fact that it really worked well. Target 3 banished monsters, put them back in your deck, and then shuffle and draw 1 card. It's like, it worked wonders. I have an Upstart Goblin. I would like to replace it with Allure of Darkness, but I'm broke. I know I could probably sell this or trade it for Allure of Darkness, but I think I'd rather sell it because I can most likely get some more cash off it from one of my friends. I have 2 dark holes for the fact that you can destroy your own vampires and it just counteracts itself, because summon Duke, destroy Duke, banish Mezuki, special summon Duke, and then do it all over again. It's like you pretty much get rid of the... Oh, yeah. 3 vampire kingdoms. Anytime you make your opponent discard from the deck, or send a card from their deck to the grave, or discard, so to speak, send 1 vampire card from the deck to the grave, destroy 1 card on the field. It doesn't matter. And like I said, I have 3 Book of Moons, which I shouldn't, but the deck isn't actually complete yet, and it's only meant to go against my buddies. If I can get the deck complete, I might try that in tournament and see what happens. But until then, the deck's just there to fuck around with. Now, moving on to traps, like a very small number compared to the monsters. There's a reason for that. Because you're going off monster abilities instead of anything else, really. Pinpoint guard, it's really there for something like in case I'm running out of defense, because you will quickly. This is just dire for the fact that if you're having a bad time with a monster, say that you have say your opponent has Slither, I know you can't get rid of him the first turn, but go ahead and activate this on the next turn so you won't have to worry about him. It's like breakthrough skill, because that works wonders against a lot of monsters. I found out it worked really well against the Cosmo deck. It's the only reason why I kept it there. 2 Call of the Haunted. They're mainly filler. I know, like I said before, there's going to be a lot of filler. I got a wiretap. Got it from a pack one day. I haven't really taken it out of my decks because the fact that it worked really well. Negate activation, say fuck you to a lot of cards. Vampire takeover. 1 is enough. Any more, it might clog you up, or just 1 is enough. You don't need any more. Now, barrier from a different dimension. Now this works wonders, because what you can do is that you set this the turn before the turn that you summon Vampire Lord. Well, the turn before you summon Vampire Lord. The next turn, summon Vampire Lord, remove from play to summon Vampire Genesis, then activate his ability, activate this, bring it back to the field. Just it screws over so much. And I'll be getting on to the XYZs now, which one of the XYZs you will see is the reason why the Vampire Lord is in the deck to begin with. It's like, okay, let's go over here to Crimson Knight Vampire Bram. I think I'm pronouncing that one right. It's spelled B-R-A-M. I say 2 is enough. 3 kind of just, I've gotten some bad draw. It doesn't work well. In my opinion, I say 2 is enough. That, and I'm cheap to go find another one. Shark Fortress. Now, this is the reason why I have a Vampire Lord in the deck to begin with. It's like, remove one of its materials. You can now, You can now target one of your monsters and it can attack twice. As long as Shark Fortress is on the field, your opponent's only allowed to attack Shark Fortress, which works really well. Gagaga Cowboy. Keep it in the deck mainly for the fact that it's just there, and the fact that it hasn't steered me wrong. I have 2 bujinki. Oh, what? Where is it? There it is. Sorry, should have organized it before the video, but 2 bujinki amaterasu, because it pretty much works like a burial from a different dimension, but instead of putting it to the grave, you special summon it or add it to the hand depending on what turn it is. Anti-luminescent night, for the fact that it works wonders in a good amount of scenarios. It's like pretty much raw, kind of, in a way, but I know you gotta wait a turn. Castel, for the fact that it's Castel, that's all I gotta say. Utopia. I would like to get Utopia the Lightning, because I can pull off the combo with Utopia and then Utopia Prime. Bad part about it is I'm broke, so I can't actually buy Utopia the Lightning. It's like, and I'll get over to the side deck, which really, it's called a side deck for a reason. And that would be only 1 card. Grand Horn of Heaven. Why only Grand Horn of Heaven? Because, only have one of them. I would probably put 3, but I only got 1 Grand Horn of Heaven, and it's common. Really don't care about rarity, but I keep it in there for stuff like despots or DDDs, so I don't get screwed over because their abilities. And yeah, that's about it. There will most likely be a video to go ahead and in depth of what the abilities do, but other than that, peace.